And we're live. Welcome, folks. We're back. We're late because my sleep disorder decided to punch me in the face today. But we're here. That's what matters. Isn't that right, Dean? Yeah, he slept with me. How's everyone doing tonight? Cryptid, Beppo, Liz. Beppo doesn't even know what a quiff is. This is so sad. Hey, Bill. Hey, Hammy. Good luck with the paperwork. So, greebles. What are they? Why are we doing greebles? Oh, you probably don't even know the context to this. If you've seen my past few streams, you've probably seen me talk about greebles, but I'm gonna explain it from scratch. Wish it was that easy. What is a greeble, folks? A greeble? Let's open up Wikipedia. Let's teach you what a greeble is. A greeble is a concept from psychology. Jenna, you're right on time. We're talking about my favorite thing in science. It's greebles. Welcome, Raiders. Hi, Bean. Say hi, right there. Yeah. How was your stream, Jenna? Gotta love a greeble. You guys know about greebles? Good, good, good. Welcome, Raiders. Right, welcome to class. We're learning today. Jenna could not accompany us. She says hi. I will send her a little message later. You're seeing the Northern Lights, Lucky. All right. What is a greeble, folks? A greeble is a concept from psychology that is used essentially to test the brain's face recognition area. Our brain has an area that's specifically dedicated to recognizing other faces. That's how we can tell people apart, even like with very, very small differences. If you ever try to draw someone and you're like, I can't get it right, it doesn't quite look like them. That's why, because our brains are really, really good at classifying faces. Well, psychologists, I think starting in the 90s, started testing this with things that weren't faces to see if you could train this part of the brain to also recognize other things. And it turns out you can. You can make a person sort of an expert in greebles. But to do this, you need an entirely fictional set of classifying these little guys. And Go Bean. So, there are greeble genders, and there are greeble families. The families are Sammer, Osmit, Gali, Radok, and Tassio. And the genders, there are only two genders. It's Plock and Glip. Get used to it. It's just very funny to see this out of context, because it's just all very silly. Like, these are the names that they would give greebles in experiments, right? Like, hold on, it's a little bit cut off on the stream. You got Doral, Mora, Priya, Group, Triz. Yeah, these are all greebles. That's their names. Are you learning, chat? Good luck with your project, Nectal. What do you mean fictional greebles? They are very real. Yes, we are making them real tonight. Don't worry. It won't be fictional for long. You can't just talk about Quiff live on Twitch. You'll see what a Quiff is. Hold on. There's an image for this. These are the parts of greeble. These are the bogues. This is the Quiff. And this is the dunth. So I feel like Quiffs are safe to talk about on stream. Dunths, not so much. You might have also heard the term greebles in another context. Greebles are also like this. So if you see like, you know, Star Wars ships and how they're like kit bashed with a bunch of little greebles, that's what they're called. That's the sci-fi definition for greeble. But we're not talking about that today. Don't get it twisted. We're talking about these greebles. It's fascinating. I'm glad you're learning. Everyone's learning today. Everybody's gonna go home with a lot of knowledge about greebles. You're in psychology. You gotta Aspen. You gotta read some of the actual greeble studies. Tell me about them. Who sat down and chose these names? I don't know, but they were having fun. What is this? Oh. Okay, wait. Hold on, chat. I just found something. Security check required. Come on, I'm human. Let me see it. Let me see it. Experiment 1. Examples of stimuli with name matching size of greeble. Okay, so 10% greeble is titiki. 33%. Chat, take notes. Take notes. This will be in the test. 33% greeble is tabibi. 50% greeble is kakomo. 66% greeble is wutoli. And 100% greeble is, of course, good kabudu. These feel like made up. These feel so made up, chat. Well, they are made up, but what? I mean, okay, where is this publication? Can I read it? Anna.
So it might actually last until the end of stream.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry we started a bit late today, but it's an important stream. I'm glad y'all made it. T-Rolls, thank you for the follow. And Hype Train, damn. Oh, thank you so much for the subs. Sobriety was not achieved before these names were. Okay, so this study is about sound symbolic naming of novel objects. So they're sort of just using greebles as a novel object. Okay, I'm learning. At the same time you guys are. Also, like, I'm clicking on the ResearchGate links to see, like, actual publications, because... What is this? Hold on. Oh, there's also smoothies, spikies, and cubies. These are other species. Neural correlates of visual perceptual expertise. Evidence from cognitive neuroscience and functional neuroimaging. So this is 2017. So greebles are still in use. It is good to know. Okay, so this is just a summary paper. Greebles are objects specifically constrained to be similar to faces along several dimensions. Figure 2 shows example greebles. Greebles are photorealistically rendered. Sure. Three-dimensional computer-generated objects that all share a common configuration. As the authors 1998 explain, each greeble is made up of a vertically oriented body with 4 protruding appendages, from top to bottom, 2 bogues, a quiff, and a dunth. So these are from the original paper. This is like the original greeble classification. This is the Bible. They should hire me to make greebles. They should. I'm gonna do it right now. That's what we're into now. Why do the greebles have suggestive prongs? If it's suggestive to you, I'm not judging. You can use your professional university scholarship to view and download this article. I mean, this one's freely readable, thankfully. Otherwise, I can pirate it. Why do plogs have such flaccid dunks? Don't body shame them. The Greeble Bible. The Grible. It's like part of facial recognition. It's sort of like a way to test facial recognition without faces, which is interesting. Okay. Greebles come in 2 different genders, called Glip and Plock, and 5 families, called Galley, Osmid, Radok, Samur, and Tassio. Greebles have been used in a range of studies using fMRI and EEG. Okay, and then real world stimuli. This is more of a summary article, so it only explains Greebles briefly. Okay. The 24 Greebles used in experiments 3 and 5. Let's see. We got familiar Greebles and novel Greebles. I like these ones. They have big ears. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That is completely disrespectful of me. Obviously, I'm talking about the bogues, not the ears. Oh my god. Shame. I'm sorry. Spontaneous first impressions emerged from brief training. 2021, so this is a fairly recent study with Greebles. Let's see. We got the full paper here. Okay. Shall we read Greeble experiments? Oh, this is an annoying... Okay. Download full text PDF, please. Access restricted. Okay, I'll just read it on the website. Whatever. Let me in. What? What did I do? I just went back. Research gates? Let me see. Let me see the Greebles. This is messed up. Big Science is silencing me right now. You offended the Greebles. Oh my god. Okay, so we're not reading this specific article about Greebles. Okay, this is examples from the actual test. One of these 2 Greebles hit another Greeble with a stone. No! They know the concept of violence? They know pain? What is this experiment? We'll never know, because this website does not want me to read it. One of these 2 Greebles hit another Greeble with a stone and hurt the other Greeble. Which Greeble do you think hit another Greeble with a stone? Click on one to choose. So this article, this experiment was about profiling Greebles?
I don't like knowing the psychology gremlins choose violence and hurt each other.
The Greeble lore goes much farther than I expected. But they persist now. See how they persist in their joy. The Cain instinct strikes again. It does. Also, check out this bean. He's working right now. Greebism in my research paper? Oh no, not the Greeble violence. Okay. How nice do you think this Greeble is with the slider from not at all to extremely? Wow. Okay, so they are rating Greebles from trustworthy to untrustworthiness. I need to read this experiment. Why did it not let me read the publication? Does it still temporarily? Okay. I'm gonna just Google this, and if it isn't available elsewhere. Okay, it's in PubMed. Can I see view? Okay, just lets me get the PDF, looks like. Maybe? It's not downloading though. Okay, we can just read it on here though. Okay. We're good, chat. Let's see.
Is this about how vaguely associating certain shapes with certain personality traits? I
It seems to be exactly that, yes.
behavior being expanded to this kind of extent.
It's interesting.
We are going to try and showcase how human brains RRR when it comes to judging appearances. And that supposes I'm right about what this is actually about.
Yeah, it seems people have strong, reliable tendency to infer the characteristic traits of strangers based solely on facial appearance. Okay, so they're in highly powered and pre-registered experiments. They're selling it really well. You gotta sell all your experiments as high powered. The relative merits learning in native accounts of. Okay, so we test whether brief periods of training can establish consistent first impression de novo. Using a novel paradigm with Greebles. A novel paradigm with Greebles. When is this from? 2021. This is a recent Greeble breakthrough. Greeble violence was invented in 2021.
It's that Kiki and Vobacit all over again, but no, it's imaginary entities.
Exactly. Found a Greeble GIF on Discord. They're spreading. Okay, so they did show a correlation that associates appearance cues with trustworthiness. So they taught people to be like racists or not greebleists against specific kinds of greebles. Okay, in a further experiment, we show that participants easily learn a two-dimensional structure in which individuals are presented as simultaneously varying on both trustworthiness and competence. Crucially, in the final two experiments, we show that once learned, these first impressions occur following very brief exposure. These results demonstrate that first impressions can be rapidly learned and once learned, take on features previously thought to hold on only for innate first impressions. Taken together, these results highlight the plausibility of learning accounts of first impression. So yeah, it's basically they basically strongly showed that people could just make up these first impressions really quickly about a completely novel thing. These are not impressions made about humans. Would Greebles eat each other? With what? They don't have a mouth? This cutting edge Greeble tech, exactly. I wonder if they give participants the option to refuse to judge. I mean, if it's on a sliding scale, you can. The middle would be like not taking a stance. You should make a Greeble so now. Everyone should make a Greeble so now. I'm definitely a Plock. Okay. Participants first completed a training procedure in which they encountered Greebles from two families. The Greebles from one family acted in a way that was consistently trustworthy. The Greebles from the second family acted in a way that was consistently untrustworthy. In a subsequent test, we measured whether the participants learned about the apparent trustworthiness of Greebles from this procedure, and whether they generalized any learning to novel but similar-looking Greebles from the same family. Okay, so they have the inclusion criteria. This experiment and all subsequent were presented using Qualtrics software. Okay. I want to see what if they have examples of the experiments. Okay. So this is basically what we saw before. This was figure 1. 72 training trials. Can I see figure? Okay. Each of the 12 test trials presented a single Greeble centrally. Participants rated how nice the Greeble was on a sliding scale ranging from not at all to extremely. Nice was defined for participants before they began the test trials. Nice means socially warm and pleasant. They're training these Greebles for society. Gromeo and Gribliet. Each Greeble has a retractable proboscis. Oh, maybe that's what a Dunth is. They eat like fruit flies by liquefying their prey and then slurping up the soup. Greebles are like Pikmin if they kill each other. Very correct, yes. Okay, so the second experiment was half the training. I want to see more examples. It just tells you what kind of Greebles. So the thing with Greebles is that they're generated from like different kinds. So you can have the dunth go up or go down, right? But and like the shape of the body can be different depending on the family. But basically, everything is like slightly randomized. So each one you'll encounter is sort of novel. And they're trying to see if you can like learn these classifications. If you can learn that, let's see. If you can learn that Plock has this body shape and it's not the same body shape as Tassio, and sorry, Samar has his body shape, not the same body shape as Tassio, and Plock and Glip are similar, but the way their appendages go is different, that sort of thing. Also, look at these 3D printed Greebles. Oh, they actually use them in experiments. They're making Greebles real. And all this preamble, so you and I are on the same level about Greebles. We've learned all about them today. We've learned how they're used in science. And today, we are going to take them and through Photoshop trickery, make them real. Make them into real, not like this, right? Mind you, not a 3D model or 3D printed objects, but an actual flesh being, a flesh being that could hurt another Greeble. This is important. I didn't know about this until now, until we read this experiment. But Greebles can hurt each other. I thought they were beings of like just pure innocence, but no, they know evil. So, chat, I want you to just like look at this and tag yourself. I want to know like which category everyone is. I don't know. This is like just see what calls to you. I think I'm Glip Samar. I think Glip Samar calls to me. To me, it's like a little guy. It's a little goblin. Apex Predator Greeble. No, they don't hurt each other to eat each other, mind you. They hurt each other for social reasons, for fun. They know evil is a thing. Like an animal can hurt and eat you because it wants to eat. That's survival. That's not evil. No. Glocks? What did I just mixed a bunch of words. Greebles are capable of actual evil, as we've seen from the last experiment. Hell yeah, fellow Glip Samar. Let's go, Aspen. See, lots of I'm seeing lots of Osmits in the chat. Do you think there are Greeble Weevils? Greeble Weevils. That's such a fun set of sounds. I feel like they are a little bit Weevil-like, aren't they? The Greeble has a Glock? Glock gender. No, Bill, they do feel pain. This was established in the experiment. They can hurt each other and they do feel pain. They are fully sentient in some way, though they have no mouth, so they can't scream. Also, this is a completely different Greeble experiment. So these feel like mutant Greebles that are in pain, honestly. But this is another this is another breed of Greebles, let's say. Oh, now I can see articles. Expertise increases uncanniness of deviating exemplars. I love science names. Unedited stimulus images. Yeah, they're using their own breed. They made their own type of Greebles, but I'm more partial to the originals, to the symmetrical Greebles. Those feel like the most common ones too. I've seen a couple examples of these, the asymmetrical ones, but these call to me. They're just fun. It's Greeble body horror. They just twisted the Greeble's neck. Are Greebles an open species? They are. They are open by science. Anyone can use Greebles. Burn the Greeble. No. I dig the asymmetrical Greebles. It's Greeble punk. Okay, so here are a few important things about Greebles that we need to translate into a real photo of them. First, simple shapes. They're kind of shiny, but they have a bit of texture to them. Can you see this? Can you see this little... you know how when a wall has been painted with like a little bit of texture to it? That's what this feels like to me. So it's like sort of shiny, but you know, it's not flat. I guess some of them are, but you see them a lot with like this sort of like early 3D texture that I find really fun. So that's their skin, right? That's what Greeble's skin looks like. Also, purple. Greebles are often purple. You know, you'll see them in all experiments in black and white because that's how, especially in like printed papers, you'll see the also, what are these horrible AI generated images that take up like so many of the results? Anyway, most of the Greebles you'll see are this like pink, purplish pink, sometimes green as well, but mostly. Also, these are the distorted Greebles again. Poor little guys. But yeah, for the most part, they are sort of shiny, sort of early 3D rendered. Porous, yeah, maybe porous surface is a good way of explaining it. Yeah, the Greeble is probably full of juice. I feel like Greebles, if you grabbed one, it would just be kind of a slimy, malleable thing. It is violently magenta. Bumpy like gecko skin. I feel like it would be slimier. I feel like the right texture will be like some kind of fruit or something. It'd be less of a like animal skin texture. Or if it is like an animal, it would probably be like fish or a slug. Slugs might be really good, actually. Toads, that sort of thing. It's gotta be slimy. But not like underwater, like fish, because using pictures of that, it's just gonna look different when we put it outside the water. It's gonna be like something kind of slimy and wet, but outside of the water. So I think like amphibians are the closest. oily look to it. Yes. Shaking like a water balloon. I can see that. Would a greeble be warm or cool to the touch? Good question. What do you think, chat? Can greebles, do greebles have body heat? Is the important question here. A greeble would freeze in the winter. Uncomfortable warmth. You know, I'll give you something. It is lukewarm. It is not warm as like if I touch Bean for a second, and I can feel the warmth. It's sort of lukewarm and wet.
Would like a hairless cat, where they have poor regulation.
Yeah, like they're warm-blooded, but they have like really low body temperature compared to us, so that they just kind of feel clammy, not cold, man. Just like they feel sickly to the touch. Just warm enough that you can feel it as an organism. Yes. Also, I want to be very like I want to be very faithful to this original vision of greebles. I don't want to give them eyes, I don't want to give them a mouth, I don't want to like speculative biology this. No, they are exactly as presented. Just real. So we'll leave it up to people to say like how these things even survive. I don't know. This is, in a way, it's a sort of like silly sequel to the organoid I did, and I guess it goes in the same sort of vibe of like science themed edits I've been doing for a bit. So this is the organoid. If you missed it, this was based on a benign tumor that an acquaintance of mine kindly sent to me for use in an edit. So this is the actual size of a big tumor, like benign tumor, thankfully, that got removed from someone's abdomen. And we turned it into a little creature. So this was the idea for this one is based on organoids. Organoids are little balls of tissue that can be produced in a lab, and they can be produced out of a bunch of different types of tissue, and they're just like a good way to test. Slightly more complex. Like you're not just testing like cells, like liver cells in the wild. You're testing like a little clump of them that has like a few differentiated types of cells within. So brain organoids will sometimes develop, let me see, will sometimes develop rudimentary eyes on their own, and the eyes respond to light when you test them. Which, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's not just a clump of cells, that's a little guy. So obviously this turned into this, I just made it bigger. Do organoids know violence? No. They are pure, they are like children, and they know no sin. So that is why they're the perfect subjects to test like pain and other horrible things. No, they feel pain. They just don't feel suffering. They have not been cast out of heaven yet. It's like eels, we don't know how to reproduce. Yeah, it's definitely like a lot of our greeble biology here is just going to be left up to people and to their interpretation. Greebles reproduce by budding. I like that. So yeah, that is the idea. And I guess the first thing we're looking for is, I think what I want for this is something like a little bit similar to the organoid picture. While I speak, I'm going to start by opening a Photoshop document. A little bit like the organoid picture, where it's like presented in a clinical setting, but it's not like a medical or biology setting. It's psychologist. So what I'm going to be looking for is a picture of a scientist holding up something, clearly like some sort of lab, but not like biochemistry type lab. So that's sort of a wide thing, but we're just going to look for like maybe a scientist holding a prize or something, and the whole team is there and they're all smiling and they're holding their little greeble. Also, imagine greebles would be like this size. That's my vibe. So in terms of, hold on, I need to use the correct terminology. Hold up, chat. Where's this image? Here. So our greeble is a 10% greeble, so it is a titiki. We're using, I think titiki is the correct size. 10BB is too large. We're not gonna make a giant greeble. I can do a couple of greebles. I don't know, we'll see depending on the base image. But the idea I had in my brain is scientists like holding it up, that kind of taking a picture with it. Like, look at what we did. And maybe in the 90s would be better. 90s, early 2000s. So we're going to first go to pickroll because we can choose the dates there. And we're going to look for scientists, plural. And we're going to do 1990 to 2010. Let's see what we find. 100% Greeble in the background. Not 100% Greeble. We are talking about... Oh, I can't see the whole image. We're talking about Kabudu Greeble. You guys gotta get your terms correct. Otherwise, they'll laugh us out of academia. You don't have a working iPad anymore? You can't make a Greeble pixel fan art? Damn. That's okay. There's always pencil and paper. My partner and I were watching one of these old eyewitness educational tapes. It was about sharks, and literally the whole time they were just like, we don't know fucking anything about sharks. Stop asking us why you're watching this. That's great. See, this is the sort of image I'm thinking about. This is NASA, right? But that's the kind of like space where I would see a Greeble. Not in like a cold, like clinical operating table sort of thing, like we did with the organoid. Don't say that, Bill. I hate that people would do that. Send the Greebles to Silent Hill. I want to see what they do. I would make Greeble fan art. However, the moment I stop the two projects I'm working on, they will never be finished. I feel ya. I feel ya. Oh, this is pretty good too. 2004 image of scientists? What kind of scientists? Elmer? That's a great name for a scientist. The old school computers. See, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I would like to see them like holding something up. Or, you know, this sort of image would work as well, as long as one of them is holding something. This is very like astrophysics though. And Greebles, once again, are psychology. We're gonna get a lot of astrophysics because NASA pictures are readily available. What if I look for psychologists? Let's see. I'm just gonna change it in Euro. Okay. Where are we? Where's this one holding a gun? Fake gun. Could be scientists explaining Greebles to like an audience and she's just holding one in her hand. This is a good one. Also, it just looks like slightly dated in the perfect way. So that's a good option. Scientists holding up a prize, another good option. I would like it to be something more physical, like something larger, so the Greeble could fit there better. But that's getting somewhere. Also, why so many military pictures? It's like boss. Oh, you could be handing Greebles to the audience. Psych boss. Why does he have that? Use Greebles to make glue? Oh no. Greeble stress ball. Yeah, this is a pretty fun one, I would say. Got the same psych boss there. Whoa. This is awesome. This is the future of technology, guys. This will be graphics in 2013. Okay, doesn't let me scroll anymore? What? Oh, that's all. That's all the images. We're done. Okay. Okay. Let's look up Science Prize. And once again, 1990 to let's do 2020, because there are some recent Greeble experiments. I think it's more fun if it's like slightly dated looking, but Nobel Prize. Okay, this is a NASA image. That's always stuff we can change. This is 1969. I clearly searched for pictures after 1990, but whatever. Okay, so guy standing at a conference is also pretty funny. This one's fun. I like it. Another option I'm going to look up in Wikimedia, because there's bound to be some good pictures of scientists on Wikimedia. This man could be hugging an enormous Greeble. Wouldn't that be cool? Lots of black and white images are sneaking into this search for some reason. People's in a cage. Yeah, they could also be put in some sort of, I guess like acrylic box or something. Guy going to grab the Greeble with these like protection gloves. Can Greebles feel love? I mean, they can feel pain, they can hurt each other. So I'd assume that also means they can feel love. Otherwise, their lives are just filled with misery. let's give them love. Let's grant them this one. Here's a box where we could put a Greeble. I don't know what's in the box, but that could be a Greeble box. There's several pictures from this. Shoot. Like TV interviewing some Nobel Prize winners. Oh, John Mather. Which I assume to be a physicist, astrophysicist, considering all the NASA coverage. Yeah, this little thing has a NASA logo on it. But yeah, this is a pretty funny one. If we were to put a Greeble in the box, it would just be kind of small in the image. I would like to see a better close-up, like this shot this guy is taking, for example. Obviously, that shot is owned by Swedish TV, according to the... Oh, so these are like astronaut gloves. The bean cam is great. It's the most important part of this stream. One day it'll just be the whole stream. Oh. I have Lady holding Greeble. A long-time condor advocate and conservationist. Oh, this is good. This is such a scientist image too. Like, I feel like these types of pictures are so like unglamorous. People are just kind of dressed whatever Greeble conservationist. The photos are not really well shot. Usually, the lighting is really bad. So this type of photo is just like absolutely something from less like a scientific convention, a colloquium. Yeah, exactly. There's a colloquium type picture. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. Let's see. Recognize the Goddard employee that exhibits qualities of broad scientific accomplishments in the area of space science. So it's space science again. As expected, the public domain has a lot of NASA images. Okay. What's she holding up? Not a Greeble. We could also have some scientists with a picture of a scientist with their child and turn the child into the Greeble. Have him look lovingly at his creation. This is too old though. It needs to be in color. Greebles have no natural habitat. If they are in nature, they have escaped. Greeble in the foreground. No, it would be blurry. Okay, let's see then. Let's go to Wikimedia. See what else we can find. We're just gonna look for Greeble. No, a scientist. Prize? Oh. Okay, there's no time slider on this one, so we're gonna get pictures from whenever. It would be funny to have a slide in the background. Again, it's John Mather. What did John Mather do? That name sounds really familiar. Oh, Cosmic Microwave background. That makes sense. So yeah, having it be during a presentation could also be fun because you could have something funny in the slides. Another one we did years ago is, hold on, the trilobites. This one, which was originally from a NASA presentation, but we got the acrylic cube full of trilobites and this guy holding a live trilobite. And since we had a slide in the background and some banners, I made a logo for the trilobite restoration project. There's like little things in the background for those who want to read. Their Earth were theirs, let's give it back. Their 252 million year slumber is over. Trilobites are back. Their extinction was a cosmic mistake that we intend to correct. We have released 5 million trilobites into oceans worldwide in parallel with this announcement. Same team who brought the trilobites back. Okay, not a lot of good pictures here. Let's look through these. This one's one of my favorites. We got a banner in the back where we could hide a little joke or something. And it's an actual psychologist. We got the cube. That's pretty funny too. This sort of image where they're like really careful. Not this guy. They're being really careful about the box. Is really funny too. Just like put a greeble there. As if they were super dangerous. This is very medical. Okay, the greeble box. How big would this picture be? 3000 and max. Not a very big picture. It is from 2006. Do not enter without proper electrostatic safety equipment. Also in the vibe of people are scared of greebles. Thanks to the save reminder, we haven't saved anything. We don't have anything to save yet. Golgi, thank you for the follow. Greebles being studied in the field, being shown to participants so they can be judged. Like mid-experiment, mid-psychology experiment, that might be good too. My headcanon is that every single science discovery and scientific team in my pieces is the same team. Aldavia Cinematic Universe, yes. So if we were to do an experiment, this might be a fun one. This is very... it seems to be in a military base, but guy handing out greebles from a box is pretty funny. And we got several pictures of it. I do really like this type of image though. It's like just this unflattering image of team standing with prize. I do love that very much. Do greebles require food and air? I don't know. Maybe they just survived off of vibes. Let's see what this one is. Oh, come on, Pickroll. Load. There's a few other pictures in similar vein. This one that isn't loading looked very cool. This one here has the exact same vibe, but it's not loading. Come on, website. Do your thing. Let's look up psychology experiment. Okay, we do 1990 to today. And what are these images? Whoa, awesome. What are these mannequins killing each other? What are these pictures? Lots of military things again. I mean, guy with an EEG might be funny. To have just like a person with an EEG helmet thing on their head, and they're just looking at a Greeble like confused. Let me try EEG. Blah. Okay. Let's see what we find. Nothing good. Let me try Wikimedia. Greebles look, sound, and act like a Smiling Frank's character. They probably wouldn't sound like anything. They don't have any way to make noise. Maybe like squishing. Okay, that has nothing to do with what I said. Electroencephalogram. Meditating with EG. Okay, this one's pretty good. If we expand this table here, just put a Greeble like facing at it, facing towards this guy. That would be quite funny. This with a Greeble in a box might be good. It looks a bit old though. When is this picture from? Early 1980s, yeah. This one feels... Doesn't say. Again, all these pictures, okay. Let's try these here. Again, the same image. Some military ones as well. Fish head. All right. Oh, it's being annoying again. Nothing found. Ugh. It's being silly again. Hey, this one loaded though. Greeble human mind swap for military operations. Okay, ladies holding Greeble could be quite fun. The Office of Solid Waste and Emergency Response. Coal Combustion Products Partnership Awards. You know, one of the most well-known scientific awards. Let's see if we can find any similar looking ones. There are some. Internet does not want to load today. I hope it's not on my end. It's just not cooperating. My upload speed looks good. So I think it just might be these websites that just all happen to not want to work today. Oh, there are no search results. Okay. Here a picture of the awards. There's a few pictures of people holding awards. The awards themselves. Really good, actually. Really good texture for Greebles. Oh, this is good too. Talking to the audience, holding a Greeble. Do not give Greebles the body of a man. They were not meant to speak. What would a Greeble say if you taught them how to speak? Okay, so this will be pretty funny, like back to back, because the same people. They'd say Greebism. That's true. They would start hurting each other. Yeah, we got a few good pictures here. I like these two. Those are pretty good. They're big too. It's from the National Archives catalog, which has generally pretty good quality pictures. They're not the Library of Congress, but they're a good source. Although I think one of my favorites might just be this one, honestly. Guy with an EEG, just concerned look on his face, looking at a Greeble. He'd cry out in rage. Yeah, Greebles are capable of evil. We have shown this. This has been shown in its 2020 or 2021 scientific experiment. So I would not trust them with the mouth. Projecting mind power into the Greeble. See, the problem with this picture is it just doesn't have a lot of space for the Greeble, but if we just like move things a bit, give ourselves a bit more room, I think it might work. Also, what I do like about it is that it doesn't, like, it's not as focused on the person's face. And also, when is this picture from? Hold on. I didn't say, right? Did not say. Barry Curzon. Oh, Barry Curzon. Oh. It's a guy with a Wikipedia page. Okay, 78 now. So, considering that this might be like 2000s, I might guess. Okay, let me check if I turn this off. Yes. Need to adjust the color slightly because the change in color space kind of messed with the skin tone a bit. But yeah, this picture is actually pretty much exactly 3x2. In any case, I would like to just expand it slightly so we have more greeble space. No freedom of speech. No speech at all. For those little menaces. Okay. Let me do a thing. Where's... If we just select agreeable and for some reason it added that. Okay. I just want to like feel out like these specific size. I think I see them as about this size because they feel to me like they're meant to study faces, like facial recognition. So like having them be about the same size as a face is fun to me. You should do your own tourist trap. Sounds fun. I have not watched that now. Okay, here's the thing. Line of sight of this guy sort of projecting this way. But we could do something. Let me try a little thing here in which I select our boy. Oh, that is the wrong selection tool. We select our boy with all of his stuff. I'm gonna turn that into its own smart object. And then gonna lock the body in place and just push the face down to make his line of sight sort of match where we were gonna put the greeble. Oh. His eyes are a little bit closed, but I think that's okay. Okay, so we do that. And then in between the two, Since we have a lot of wall texture, it's not going to be a huge problem to adjust this. So we don't get like the same thing repeating. Honestly, that should do it. Contemplate, ponder your greeble. Yeah, but I mostly just wanted the line aside of the guy just to match the greeble. Because otherwise it kind of felt out of place. Also just, one of the reasons I kind of wanted to move it around is rule of thirds. Like having the guy on the top left corner and the greeble on the bottom right. But yeah, that would mean we either move the greeble a little bit more to the left and then just add a little bit of table space, or we move we add more space to the right and leave the greeble where it is. Let's see moving the greeble left first. It's the most confused I've ever been joining a Val stream. Good. If you kill the greeble, would it just turn into a puddle of goop? Yeah, it would rot. Yeah, it would rot into a goopy thing, I think. Don't know what it is, but I love you, greeble. Oh yes, trash. Greebles are capable of evil. They're not all evil, mind you. They are capable of throwing stones and hurting each other. It has been established in the recent greeble experiments. Can greebles be even killed in a way that matters? Only one way to know. Okay, so expanding the table space is not a huge issue since we do have a good amount of table. It does feel a little cramped though. Might just do a little bit of reorganizing here. The greeble right around there. Only expand the table a little bit to this side. Oh, there we go. So you can see there is a lot of weird artifacts on the image, which should hopefully be a lot less noticeable once we, you know, add our own bit of grain and stuff. So it should still be workable. What happens if you put one in the microwave? Well, I don't think there's been an experiment about that. You should just try and report back. Find your local greeble. and perform an ethical experiment on it. Okay, so now we would need to... Oh, we do have a white edge here that I didn't notice. Gonna push that up a little. Oh, damn it. There we go. Gonna push that up until the white edge is covered. That means also adding a tiny bit more this side of the table. No big deal though. And now we do need to expand all of this. I'm gonna do it in a separate layer, so we can always go back on it. I can expand this to the right. I think it might be just a computer monitor with some kind of covering on it. Not sure though. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that it keeps going upwards. I have to come up with more texture for it. Either that or we just remove this, since it's kind of just a little corner. Oh, here's something I could do. We'll see if it works. We do have some stuff, like random stuff in the background here. That is cut off because we're not really seeing this bit. So I'm wondering if we can... kind of do this. Let me see if that's anything. Creeble Scrubble. They don't creep down. They don't. Photoshop is not recognizing my ski strokes again. Let's see now. Okay, now it should be good. It's good. So this machine is, or whatever this is, sort of a repeat. But I could always just remove it from that side. Okay, we're getting the back of the chair of the guy. So this is pretty good. We will have to find sort of a good way to tie these together. Bill, I'm gonna be honest. Some of the things you call conspiracy theories, I think might just be guys like people on Instagram messing with you. I think it might just be rage bait. Or some kind of bait. Okay, so I could take this texture, sort of push it down. To create more of this white piece of furniture. Sort of cut that little machine off there. Kind of at a random spot, but... That one from a book? The olden time rage baiting. Okay, this kind of works for this little corner. But, I mean, we do have to expand these. Or just be lazy. And sort of cut it off there, but... It's very much a background thing, but I want to set up like a nice composition and stuff before anything else, just to make sure that this is the correct image. Okay, one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this. Oh, I felt that sneeze coming. I'm good. I'm gonna take this and just take this little monitor thing instead of trying to like expand it, because I don't really know what it is. So it's tough to know like how to expand it if you don't know what it is. I'll take this little corner and just push it a little bit to the right, which should give us just a much nicer space to work from. Okay, so if we take that, we expand the same texture downwards. And darken the bottom part of this. There we go. That's more like it. Now there's a little bit of table that we need to blend in. Gotta figure out the right edge for this, because it is pretty compressed. Okay. That should do. And now there's a couple of floating keys, but we can hide them fairly easily. Especially if we remove the greeble so we can see what's underneath. Since it is a repeating pattern, it's pretty easy to just fake. Bill, where's that one from? I'm gonna ask you to source your conspiracy theories from now on. Because I'm gonna start thinking that you have an agenda to try to spread conspiracy theories through this stream. Okay, that's the only bit left. And then we got our space for the greeble here. Composition more or less works. It is a little bit... I think I moved the greeble slightly to the left, but other than that... looks good to me. And... that looks okay. So, now we need to remake this greeble out of actual textures. And first of all, I don't want the greeble to be like in this exact position that feels like a very default sort of position. We need to come up with our own greeble. What's this cut off? I want to see all the greeble families. There we go. Like the... oh, wait. I deleted the other greeble I had. Gonna leave it here. because that's more or less the position I want for it. So, what type of Greeble should we go for? I'm kind of in between Samar and Osmet. Although Glib Radok is also pretty good. What is it, Bean? You want to help me choose? You want to help me choose a Greeble? Look, you have them right in front of you. Right here. You got any specific ones you like? He's looking at them. He's thinking about it. I think Block Samar, Glib Samar, Glib Osmet, and maybe Ploctasio. Those are my favorites. Obviously the shapes and size of the things can be changed. They're all, each Greeble is special and unique. Glib Samar is a classic face of Greebles. Autocorrect is Greeblist. Glib Radok. That's pretty fun too. I feel like the shapes are more distinctive in Samar though. Okay, we're probably going to be seeing it from the side. Here's, let's do a little sketch. I'm gonna keep this like as a sort of semi-transparent thing for just reference. So if we do like the Glib body, we can use that for sort of an approximate measurement of things. Because the perspective is pretty much good. I would just like to rotate it to look towards, well, not look, but face, I guess. As much as they have a face, sort of face towards our guy. And so yeah, I would like the quiff to like point that way. With the bogues this way, and it might be better if it's a Glib actually, because that way we can see the other bogue on the back. Could be something like this. So it kind of just feels like it's facing. Also, just to give it a bit of movement. It'd be good if it does that, and then we get a couple little there we go. How about that? How about the classic Glib Samar? The guy is forming a Greeble with psychic energy. That's how they create them. This is what the final season of Stranger Things is about. Shh, spoilers. How much do I usually make a year? I'd be lucky to respond how much I would make in a month. It's not... It'll vary significantly. Mostly just depends on the on commissions, since that's my biggest source That said, I'll be real with y'all and tell you there's a lot of people online that love selling the idea of people who kind of got popular online, who can make a living of online stuff and will gladly tell you how to get popular online. That is bullshit, because those people only know what worked for them at a very specific time under a very specific like algorithm, and which is always changing, so that whatever advice they give you will probably be like outdated by several years. And they also don't account for the immense amount of luck. You need to be really lucky. Depending on how long it takes for each series of SCPs. I wish I made money from that. I don't make a lot of money from SCP contests. SCP authors are not loaded. I don't charge them a lot. I do it because it's fun. It's fun to participate, and at the end of the day, if you do get a piece in a well-known SCP article, it is also like good publicity in the long term, but it's not something I make. You know, I would have made a lot more money doing commissions for any like commercial projects that month instead of doing that many SCP ones. Like, to give you an idea, doing like 1 or 2 more commercial commissions that month, even like small ones, would have paid me more than all the SCP ones I did, which was like 5. What affliction did I bestow upon this human? This human is fine. They're okay. They're just participating in a little psychology experiment with a Greeble. The subject here is the Greeble, not the man. Okay, so that's our Greeble. And I'm thinking for texture, it should be something slimy, so I'm going to start with frogs. And specifically looking for frogs with like pretty like simple colors. Not any frog with a pattern. Ooh, look at this one. It is quite perfect for a Greeble, I would say. And so polite. I love frogs. Also, let me focus on the bean. Hello, bean. A word in Spanish. Well, we're just looking at frogs, so let's do frog. Frog is rana. It's going to be an explanation as to why the scientist is wearing a bunch of tea bags. That's an EEG. That's measuring the the electrical impulses inside the brain. So they're making this man look at greebles and measuring what happens, basically. Also, thanks for the save reminder. I don't recall if I just saved. Often I just like click it when I see it, but then I forget if I actually have done it. Muffin-shaped frog. I love when they get like that. Okay, I really like this texture because it also implies like, oh, first of all, it has like little creases and stuff, which is good. But also it sort of implies structures underneath, which we will only hint towards. Greebles are, after all, nothing but a mystery.
Frog.
Not frog, greeble. Someone tried to see how text-to-speech lady will say greeble. My guess is greble. Bill, how much money do you spend on online purchases? Feels like every time you're in chat, you're ordering something. Greble. That's pretty close to how I said it, I think. I was cooking. Some of this might be good for the face, although we will have to remove the nostrils. Don't worry about the colors not being perfect.
Pimo'S Quiff.
Pimo'S Quiff. Yeah, in Spanish, Q-U is just pronounced like a K sound.
Text-to-speech lady tries very hard to say the words correctly, even when they're fake as words.
She's out there trying her best. I can't be mean to her. Aren't we all trying our best? Okay, obviously we don't want it to have structures, so no nostril. If this thing breathes, let it be a mystery.
Text-to-speech lady deserves all the love.
Okay, the shape is coming along. We need more textures for the front, and then obviously the quiff, the dunth, and the bogues.
Foinkskivle vongeklom.
Yeah, this texture is too smooth. We need We need greeblier frogs. Honestly, the front of this one's leg might be good. Let's contents. No, convert to layers.
I bet she has a really pretty name like Marisol or Paloma.
Actually, I think she does have a name. Like each of the voices, if I recall correctly, had a name. Do you guys want me to look up text-to-speech lady's name, or should we name our text-to-speech lady ourselves? Because she is specific to our chat.
Verse name versus nickname, let's go.
Okay, let me look it up. Let's see if she does have a name. Because this is... What is it? Stream elements. Let me see real quick. I immediately thought Doris. Doris is a very English name, though. She's Spanish. Okay, I think she's in the alert box. Oh, in this one.
My name is Quiff.
Quiff. Let's see. Thanks. TTS? No. Oh, cheers. Aha, she does have a name. I found it. Her birth name is Penelope. With an accent on the E. Like this. Very, very Spanish name. I'm very okay with this. It's a good name. It's a good name. I like it. It fits her. Welcome to the world, Penelope. Although she's been around for years, but for the first time we have looked up her birth name. Oh wait, I should flip this actually. Nope, double. Oh wait.
It's a portrait.
Did you hear it twice? I had it on my browser. She's double now.
Comes from a Greek word meaning duck, which was sometimes treated as a sacred animal. Text-to-speech lady is a pato.
She's a pato. It was echoed because she just gained a new power. That's good for the main body. Then let's see what we can use for the appendages. I do like using the same image for a lot of the textures, because then like editing the colors will be a lot easier. So like this could be used for the for the dunth. Like so. That earworm. Oh, the lemonade stand song. It's a deep cut. Let me try another area that's a little bit more in focus. The front of the body, since that felt a little blurry. That is a cute emote. This bit looks decently good. Okay, we'll have to do the edge as well once we've removed the sketch. Because for now, since we have the sketch on top, it's easier to mess them up. But we can keep that to the end. Okay, above this, there we go. Now something for the bogues. Let's see, trying to find a good little like self-contained area. This bit of the leg might work. So what I'm gonna do is select it with a little bit extra and just copy that into its own layer, which we are gonna try to puppet warp into shape. See if that works.
Adak walked up to a lemonade stand and then said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bam bam bam, got any grapes?" The man said, "No, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh, and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass?" The dog said, "I'll pass the waddle away, waddle waddle, till the very next day. Boom, 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 boom da boom."
There's a slightly eerie bomb, bomb, bomb. Good rendition, Penelope. You're killing it. You're doing great. We're all proud of you.
Wells, you go directly to jail. Donut Pasco. Donut collect $200. This is a lifetime sentence. I refuse.
I like how we're getting, instead of getting a regular argument in chat, we've got Penelope just reading both sides. You know what would be funny? If there was some way of letting people choose a specific voice for their text-to-speech. Or maybe have a random one pop up? I wonder if that's possible. Let me check here real quick. We go to settings, cheers. Okay, so we can do variations. Oh, we can have usernames. Specific usernames trigger specific voices. But it wouldn't be too repeatable. We could have it so like 1 bit is like a specific voice, 2 bits a specific voice, and so on. For example. We just learned Penelope's name, now we're firing her. It would just be funny. We're just hiring a new person. We're not firing Penelope. We have, okay, yes, we can have, oh, we could also have a specific voice for whoever's done the most, the session top one. I'm gonna try this. Let's, because that's a pretty easy one to just set up. And I think there are other, like, let's do Conchita. Because the one we had, Penelope, was actually US Spanish. Maybe that's why she tried to pronounce English words. Funny. We do have Castilian Spanish. We have Enrique, Conchita, or Rosalinda. What do you guys prefer for the experimental TTS voice? Back to frog. We're using frog textures. Castilian Spanish will maybe sound a bit more like me, but yeah, 3 voices. Enrique, which will be a male voice. Conchita, female voice. And Rosalinda will also be female. Choose for me, chat. We're gonna get a lisp. I mean, yeah, the th sound will sound like th. Like C's and Z's will sound like th. Like I do. How does it work? We choose a voice, but we got those 3 options. Choose for me? Oh, I will choose for you. Okay. Oh, Lord. Oh yeah, we have like a chunk that's sitting outside for some reason. It's looking gushy. Rosalinda? Okay, let's go Rosalinda. So this should be for cheers, and the condition is, I'm gonna call this session top. On new session top. So if someone tries 2 bits, we should see it. Let's see if anybody wants to try, we'll see how this. Oh, let me save it first. Hold on. Okay. Now we should get a second voice, like a different text-to-speech voice. Let's see.
Let's go, baby.
She sounds the same. Oh, she sounds very similar. Hold on, let me try the male voice. You telling me Rosalinda was just Penelope in hiding? Oh.
What if no?
No, it's duplicated. I always edited it on that. On this side here. Let's see, variations. Let me try. Okay, so. Oh, pick alert randomly when more than 1 matches. Maybe it's just picking randomly because it is at least 1. Because you can have an amount of randomness. So.
Burger.
It's still our classic voice. It's still Penelope. Okay. We could have, instead of the session top one, we could have, starting at 5 bits, we have Rosalinda. Maybe that'll work. And maybe I have to delete some of the other. Oh, let's see now.
Hello, chat.
Hello,
This is me
chat.
trying my little
This
best.
is me trying
How
my
do you
little
do?
best.
I'm just a poor
How
boy
do
from a
you
poor
do?
family.
I'm just a poor boy from a poor family.
Will you do the fandango?
Scaramoche, will you do the fandango?
They both tried. Why did it both try? I think maybe because I had. Okay. It is now working. I just had like the old version and the new one sounding at the same time because I was editing it. Now though, we do have a second voice. That is, if anybody gives more than 5. What did I do? I broke it. Let's see now.
Well, that kind of work it. One more try. Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Soy bien.
That's Rosalinda. She has a slightly less robotic voice. What do you think? What do you think of Rosalinda? Do you guys want to hear the other option? Choose your favorite. The fake is how I feel. Well, Greebles feel envy and a murderous rage, so I don't know. I would get that checked out. Workev, yes. Okay, let's see. What is this? Cheer variations. Let's hear Conchita. So again, this will be. Wait for my signal. Okay, she should be on starting now. For 5 more bits, we should get Conchita. Also, it looks like the text is a bit messed up, but I can just make it bigger. Let's see.
Hilo burgers.
She sounds Just like Penelope. I think Conchita and Penelope might be like the same program. I think we've been tricked. Yeah, because that is correctly. That is Conchita. Very, very similar. Oh.
Ay. Cantar y no llores. Perhaps this is a signal to bring forth the man with the Castilian accent. I'm just curious now.
What a powerful voice. It echoes. Okay, now Conchita should be Enrique. You guys want to try Enrique? He's on now. Sounded like part of the music. He was really singing. Let's see.
Enrique sound like the name of someone who makes a mixed drink, you know.
Oh, okay. That was one bit. So that was the original voice. I was like, that didn't sound like Enrique. Vámonos, Enrique. Let's see.
I am the manliest on this side of Madrid.
Oh, Enrique's kind of good.
Hola.
Hola. I like Enrique. I am the manliest man this side of Madrid. It sounds so serious. Gotta cheer up a little. I like Enrique. What do you guys think?
Wait, hold on. Though. I kind of like it. It's weird to hear a man's voice after all this soft and kind of tired sounding ladies keeping us company.
Kind of tired sounding ladies. I need to start naming these layers.
I am having so much fun.
I am having so much fun. Yeah, I like when they're a little janky, and this one has this like a good level of jank. It is like lower volume. I wonder if I can turn the TTS volume up. Hold on. Also, that was a pretty hard song. Let me see. Because I think Enrique's maybe a little bit shyer, so... Oh, it's gonna sound twice.
All text-to-speech bots soundboard. I think they know they come to work with the purpose of saying him sing, so they just settle down with a cigarette ready to say what they brings.
That is true. Let's see, where's TTS settings? Oh yeah, there we go. We can turn Enrique's voice like a good 20% up. It should now be a little louder. Scream into my ear, Enrique. Part of the reason that virtual assistants are often female coded is because they're simply easier to hear. The sexism, yeah. Probably a bit of both.
penis.
Peace. Was that a little better sound? I think it's like nearly all the way up, but I can turn it slightly up still. It still sounds a bit low, so let me see. Let's see. Let's just turn it all the way to 100. Speak up, Enrique. It did work in the context, that is true.
My body is ready. But are you?
Okay, that's a better volume now. He has a stronger Castilian Spanish accent too.
Oh my.
Let me try something. I swear to God, if you guys instantly start a romance between the two TTS voices. Someone should put in some Spanish tongue twisters. What, Yuri? Let's try again. Chat, try one of the text-to-speech bots. Make them say what I just put in chat. It's a classic tongue twister. Feel free to put in some English tongue twisters too, that might be funny.
El cielo está enladrillado. ¿Quién lo desenladrillará? El desenladrillador que lo desenladrille. Buen desenladrillador será.
Oh, he got stuck! He got stuck like a real human! It was like he stumbled.
El cielo está enladrillado. ¿Quién lo desenladrillará? El desenladrillador que lo desenladrille. Buen desenladrillador será.
Oh, wait, the website where I got it from wrote it wrong. Added an N. Wrote it desenladrille, which is not correct. This person, whoever wrote this, got stuck on a tongue twister in text, which is really funny. She did better though. Okay, this is very wrinkly. That's the thing. Let me try a different bit of the texture. Because I do like using the same texture for everything, because it's going to be like very consistent. But it's also very wrinkly. Hey, Bean. Hey, Bean. You gonna show your ass to the whole chat?
R con R cigarro, R con R barril. Rápido corren los carros cargados de azúcar del ferrocarril.
I never heard that one. Hi, Bean. Hello, you. You guys want to see Bean? Check this out. Also, check out one of my new shirts as well. It's Dracula. He's getting the taps. He's getting the taps. It is tap time. Wait, we should put on crunch mode. Hold on. Now you'll hear the taps. Are any Bean noises that come from them? Whoop! Careful there, Bean. What is it? You guys hear that? Give me a noise. Come on. He will meow sometimes when you do this. Very good meows. Have the mic called those. Good Bean noises. You're getting all the good Bean noises today. Very good. I think sometimes he meows when I do this, because he thinks that meowing is part of the...
Baby bingo.
I taught him to catch my finger, so like jump to my finger, but he started meowing when doing it, so I guess he just like taught himself that meowing is part of the ritual to gather treats. Here? Hold on. Let's get a big jump, Bean. How about that? Let's get a big jump from you. Very good. Here's another treat. Ow. You bit my entire finger. Dude. You got too hyper. You got too hyper. A Welsh tongue twister? Oh, that sounds incredible, yeah. You bit my finger, dude. That's not alright. That's not okay. What is it? You want to say anything? Anything to the mic? Anything in your defense? Say it right here. Nothing. He knows he's guilty. Do you hear that little beep?
Your bin finger bitera in Valderblink.
Thank you so much for 46 months, Kurt. Ooh, 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 ooh. The magic spot, the magic spot. Raising his ass. Okay, now ass down. Ass down? Now ass up, ass up. Incredible. Ass down. Very good. Very good. You're doing great. Let's give one of the crunchy treats so you can check and hear it. Good crunching. Kiss? Kiss? Thank you. Ass up. Ass up. Ass up. Ass down. No, I didn't make the sound. Now. Come on. Very good. You're so smart. He's another crunchy. That's the last one, Bean. I've given you so many treats right now. If you give him too many treats, he will puke. Because he eats them so eagerly that he doesn't care if he's full or not. He's a good boy. Thank you, Bean. We're cleaning my fingers out of all the treat dust. Are we good? Are we good? What is it? He wants more. I think he wants more treats, chat. I'm not gonna give it to him. I'm not gonna do it. I can give you attention, but not treats. You had too many. Too many. Kiss here? No? No nose kiss. Whoa! Enrique, you did it so fast. Good job, Enrique. Might be part Welsh.
Speeds up a little more and it becomes sandstorm by the root.
With enough trial and error, and knowing these text-to-speech bots, I bet one could do a pretty good rendition of Sandstorm. So why is that not working? What? Oh, the mode. Bean, you're making it kind of difficult. I need to work on this little corner of the screen, because that's the only thing Bean allows me to use right now. Bean is like a little challenge mode button for Photoshop. Isn't that right, little man? Yeah. Okay, now we got the whole thing here. We got the shape more or less figured out. Oop, what does that mean? Oh, we need the bottom. I was gonna say the greeble ass, but that's pretty presumptive of me to assume that the greebles have an ass. I apologize for jumping to conclusions. Yeah. This ear here is cut just like this ear. Isn't that right, Bean? Didn't they snatch you off the streets? And then they took your balls and the tip of your ear. That was fucked up, wasn't it? We'll get your balls back. We will get your balls back from the evil street people that kept feeding you and taking you to the vet. Gave you your medicines. And made sure you were healthy. But they stole your balls. Oh, I forget I didn't turn on the noise filters. There we go. It's not getting those back? Why not? I'll do my best. You think I can't do it? You think I can't recover Bean's balls? Okay, it's kind of hard to use a tablet with Bean on it, but we do what we can. Oh! Oh, you want shoulder. Go on. Hey. Shoulder. Come on. Puppies. Puppies.
Actually I'm waiting for the new kitten to get his balls taken by the vet. He's thankfully not at the stage of peeing on everything, and loves his seat box, so we're grateful for that.
You can always, if you got any spare balls, Bean wants one, or two if you can spare them. Good job, Bean. Sit down. Very good. I'm gonna give you one more treat despite me saying I wouldn't. If you puke, it's my fault. What happens to animals' balls when they're neutered? Obviously, they keep them in the big lock, and they protect it with a complicated system of lasers. But if you're crafty enough, you can get in and get them back.
I remember the comedian talking about his wife pouring herself over those American medicine commercials. And I was like, that's an ad for men with testicular cancer. You don't even have testiculars.
What do you know? Some people have. Even if you're assigned female at birth, might have testicles hidden in there. Lots of people are intersex and they don't know it. They took Bean's jelly beans. Not your jelly beans. Okay, so the idea is to do that, sort of give it a little base. It's like slightly outside the specific family of Greebles, but I feel like it's close enough. Like some of them do. See, we're doing glibs. Osmids do have a little base, and Radox do have a little base as well. I feel comfortable adding this very small thing. Isn't that right, Bean? Anyone can have hidden balls these days. You never know. Oh, good night, Rolls. Thank you so much for chatting.
Maguid magi madog meon fedogon metuid magumar magi madog inirun fedogagi maguid magi madog.
Whoa. Welsh tongue twisters sound incredible, honestly.
My balls are such a secret. I've forgotten where I'm keeping them. Maybe the vet knows.
Maybe. Oh, a little bit of floating Greeble texture there. Okay, now on top of the full Greeble, first thing we're going to do is figure out the colors. I'm going to try not to just paint with a color layer, because what we have is already something pretty monochrome. So I think we might just get away with changing the hue and keeping the slight hue variations on the original. That way it will look a little bit more realistic. And obviously it has to look uncomfortably magenta. We need the reference picture here. Also, for those who want to see what an actual Greeble looks like, because they just made it to the stream, this is an actual Greeble looks like. It's a good ball collection, Kurt. I think it's right about there. But obviously, you're gonna have to paint a lot of shadows and a lot of variations underneath the color. So right now, this greeble is unlit. Also, wait, I think his dunth, or sorry, Glip's dunth is a little bit too low. I think it should be like right up there. Is that, oh, the dunth is 2 separate bits. Hold on. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so part of the dunth is baked into this texture, but I think we'll be able to remake it. Can you imagine going to a psychology experiment and they just teach you all of this like world-shattering information about greebles, and then you just have to go home and you never hear about greebles again? I think that would be devastating to me. It's like, you know, like being shown a peek into Narnia and then you just, okay, that's enough. You can go home. And then nobody ever tells you about Narnia again. I think that would be so sad. Let's put it up here. Kind of pointed at the EEG guy. What secrets is it telling this guy? None, because they can't speak. But I think the guy is feeling something, and that's what they're measuring. They're measuring his innate reaction to a greeble. They might be testing whether like greebles are safe to release out into the world. That'll be my theory. Might be testing whether greebles being released would cause people to just stomp on them. I'm trying to see if the world is safe for them and from them. Barf gaff indeed. Oop, what did I press? There we go. Okay, we had a bit of a transparency thing here. That seems better now. Okay, we need to We need to get the color right. We need to get the general tone and lighting right, because right now it's slightly too shiny. So that's an issue we'll probably be able to just fix in levels. I might add sort of a gradient map on it, just so I can get a better match with the 3D model version. Let's see how dark it goes. About there. Okay, so this needs to be brighter then. Then maybe just with a normal layer and just some black and white. I can add some very simple lighting. I'll sort of smooth over the texture slightly as well. I'm also starting to notice like little bits inside the greeble that look a bit transparent. So like this little corner. So we can easily just like paint underneath like that. And that'll just make it easier to do the lighting because there's no like weirdly transparent bits. It means the goat's beard. Oh, thanks for the save reminder, by the way. Greeble emotes. Oh, we do have emote spaces for the Discord. We could do a Greeble emote. We could do a Greeble emote here on Twitch. That might be a funny one. You know which one we should do though? The organoid. Gritor. I feel like the organoid deserves an emote. And it's just like sort of the organoid looking at you with like really pitiful eyes. I think definitely have enough space for it. I'll have to commission someone to do it. I try all the emotes on this channel, except for a couple which are like repeated, but each emote is made for by a different artist. So I will note this down. I'll ask one of my friends who have been waiting to commission an emote from. Let's see if, and we'll see if they're free. You can squish them with channel points. That's why you want it. A creature remote. Only to squish it. I also gotta start figuring in the lighting for this, which is top down, very sort of soft lighting. So there's just not a lot of hard shadows in this image. You can see it in the face. Oh, I should introduce some kind of crease in the middle of the bogues, since that appears to be a feature. Making them sort of triangular. I never take pre-existing images to turn into emotes because I want people to be like fairly. First of all, I want it to be like an original thing that was made for the emote, and I also want people to be fairly compensated for it. So it's always going to be like something new. I feel like that's more fun. Okay, so by doing this, we're sort of smoothing it out a little bit, which will help. It's like getting the shape right and not making it feel like way too greeble-y, but in the other way. The other definition of greeble. See, the greeble can't have too many greebles. Okay, and the color needs to be a bit more pink. It's very stark. See if I can figure out the correct color combination. Also, I just noticed a little bit of greeble up here. What are you doing here? Little piece of floating greeble. Is that true for Discord? Oh no, the Discord emotes are just usually submitted by people. Since those are free for everybody. Incomprehensible ridges in it because it's actually the Death Star. Don't over greeble your greeble. That's a sign of dehydration. You gotta keep your greeble plump. The sign of health. Greebles are extremophils. Yeah, they actually come from geothermal vents. People don't know this, but... Do not stress the Greeble. If you stress it, it might hurt you. Greebles are ruthless. Ruthless beings. Greeble pulled a switchblade on me once. It just like puts it over its little head. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be calling it head. That's too human-centric. Greebles are their own thing. The original version without the colors is looking like sickly. I feel like it needs more like hyper saturated magenta like that. Yeah, I can just add it manually, I think. Prehistoric statue. Wouldn't it be funny if an archaeologist is looking into this like prehistoric sites and they just found a statue like perfectly representing a Greeble? Like it was predestined to happen. The human mind was just like predestined to come up with Greebles. They're ingrained in our collective unconscious. Used for fertility rituals. Yeah, see that this man is so fertile right now. He's looking at his Greeble. Adding a bit of contrasts below the bogue. Please do not the Greeble. This man is so fertile. Don't clip me calling this man fertile. He's like a real guy. I'm sorry to whoever this Buddhist monk is, I think. I'm sorry to the Buddhist monk. What if I messed with vibrance or saturation? Because vibrance is not going to do much. Okay. That's a pretty okay greeble. Now the thing is, this background picture we got is pretty sort of yellowish. So whatever we did at the very end, we need to add a photo filter to it and just find like a yellowish color from the background and apply it. It's so saturated, it's barely doing anything. Okay. I might have to desaturate it actually. So the filter just takes and does something. Okay, it's true that also if I turn this to sRGB at the end, so like for most screens, this will not be as saturated. Because on my screen it's more saturated right now, but yeah, I have I'm currently editing this on P3, which is a much larger color space than sRGB. Decided I'm going to start doing that. So we're going to add a shadow. Your clip's got a fight. And I'm going to give the shadow a little bit of purple. Stop calling things fertile. You're gonna get us banned again. First it was his shoulder. Then it could be agreeable. Who knows? Did I get banned for mermaid boobies? That never got me banned. I mean, specifically when I did the mermaid, I did the boobs out of stream. Because I had to use human ones. But that never got me banned. Only showing a shoulder. That's the limit for Twitch. Is fertility a reoccurring problem here? It's the first time I'm seeing chat go wild like that. I don't know. I didn't do anything, Your Honor. Mr. Twitch, Mr. Bezos, or whoever the CEO of Twitch is. I swear I didn't do anything. Don't look at the clips. Since this is so saturated purple, I'm also adding a bit of like bounce light hitting the surrounding objects.
So you're telling me you couldn't use the fish boobies?
The fish boobies didn't work. A little bit of reflection on the nose. Okay, try to find the correct color for this thing. I feel like the darks are very dark. I could. Darken the levels underneath to make the shadows a little deeper. Exaggerate things a bit. And maybe a little cooling filter. Another hue saturation. Get the skin tones under control. This man's looking redder every moment. Must be all the fertility. This image is unironically funny. Good. Means I'm doing my job. Okay, I'm gonna turn the Greeble into a single layer. That looks like this originally, let me remind you. But I need to change the level of detail because you can see everything surrounding it is a little less detailed. And we're also going to have to somehow find the correct level of grain, etc., to remove all these JPEG artifacts, which is a little annoying, but that's the kind of thing we can do at the end. Here's our sketch, by the way. Not too bad of a sketch. You can tell I've been practicing drawing more. My sketches are getting less bad. I showed you some drawings. I don't know if I showed you all of them. Yeah, I think I did. But it's been fun to draw more about it. It's just like it's good to have like an artistic thing that isn't like for work, if that makes sense. It's just something I can do on my own. Ooh, keep scratching Bean. You should make the Greeble purposely low quality, since the original Greeble image is poorly rendered 3D objects. Yeah, but these are real Greebles. Those were only renders of Greebles. These are real flesh and blood creatures. Or probably not blood, probably some kind of weird slime. I don't think they're vertebrates. I don't think they're unlike they're like any other animal we know, to be honest. Okay, so let's check the level of grain. We did reduce it a bit with the blur, etc., but we can see remnants of it here. So it needs to be larger. That feels like about the right level of grain, but obviously it's a lot of it, so let's just find a good level. Somewhere around 50. I think I'm going to tint it a little bit pink, because it does match. Now it's all about finding the correct vibe for this image. I guess let me do the colors first before messing with the contrast too much. I want to go in and desaturate the reds a little bit further. Just for those skin tones. And I think color grade a little. The sheer magenta of Greebles cannot be shown on camera. Literally. It's just so magenta. I think a little bit of blue or purplish blue might be good for the color grading. That's for the shadows. Then the midtones, we can do something opposite to it, like some greens. And for the highlights, I kind of like blue highlights. Green isn't bad either. Maybe we just go with cool colors in general. So it can go like more, a little bit more pink in the shadows, a bit more blue, like deep blue in the midtones, a little bit more cyan in the highlights. Maybe. That sort of undoes the yellow tints that the original image had, kind of brings it a little bit more neutral, but still like cooler. Greebles now in Vaporwave. Yeah, we can change how cool and pink this is by messing with the temperature and tint. Then I think we want to lower the whites and highlights just to not make the top of the image like super overblown. Like I'm okay with it being like sort of grayish. That's fine. But also, oh yeah, we can do more vignette on it to give it more color variation. Might be good. Not a ton of it, but just a little does focus in the eye a little. Then we choose how deep to go with the shadows, how strong the highlights are, and I think we go low with the highlights. And I guess more of a low contrast vibe does work well. I think I need to match the contrast between the greeble and the man's face a little bit better. Yeah, the colors match a lot better now. That's a good win. Yeah, I think I'll lower the shadows here a little bit. Then reapply. So we can go to the levels and just push the output levels a little bit this way and this a little bit that way. Reduce the opacity of the shadow underneath. Makes it a little lower contrast, which I think works well. And maybe I add a little bit of color to the shadows, or sort of remove some color from the shadows. To sort of match the rest of the image. Bring a little bit more like hue variation to the greeble, so it's not all like perfectly exactly the same hue. Can give it maybe a couple like cyans, like really small touches of it. Let me try soft light. Yeah, the small touches of cyan. Out of all my pieces, which one I want you to make fan art of? My birthday? I don't know what to tell you. I would say choose your favorite. I don't wanna prescribe anything to you. them all equally. Let's see, then one that doesn't have any fine arts. It's a good recent one that doesn't have any fine art. Ghost Plane doesn't have any fine art. Ghost Spiders don't have any fine art either. Human Retromorphosis doesn't have any fine art. Yeah, well, I might start with one of those. If I were to recommend you any. Does Omega Mart have an online store? It's worth going there if you're in the area, but obviously if you're far away, you might have an online store. They did have a lot of fun merch, to be honest. Okay, let's test this new version out. I think the slightly lower contrasts and more hue variation Greeble is a lot better. Fits the picture better, and it just looks a little bit more realistic. That said, we need a signature. And I have a couple ideas. You see these switchboards? Can you see what I'm seeing? Little switchboards with cables going between them? Maybe. I was thinking maybe this one, actually. Let me see how it would fit. So if I do this, then rotate it appropriately. Oh yeah, the Daikons were cute. I have a pin of one right behind me here. It's funny because it keeps spinning around every time I look at it, since it only has one pin thing. There it is. That one's from Omega Mart as well. It almost looks like it's emanating a soft purple glow. Good. Greebles are bioluminescent. I like that. So if we get something like this, and using little lines like this, we connect things together. Also, man, isn't it funny when you plan for something for a while and then like the most out-of-pocket thing happens? I was planning on going on a little excursion to a mountain that's on the top of the island just tomorrow evening. And today I see in a sort of an official uh, notifications thing from a local government account. There's a flood warning all over the island tomorrow. Starting tomorrow evening. It's gonna rain a bunch and it might flood. And obviously it can't go in little mountain roads when it's like there's any flooding risk, because those roads can get like completely blocked off. So yeah, that ruined the plan. I was excited. They have greebles? Where? Oh, in the Omega Mart thing? I wish they looked like actual greebles. Oh, I love what Bonk posted on the server. The cat that ate greebles. Oh no! The Mantis is very good too. Oh yeah, also the picture that Bill sent. I had seen that one a while ago. I seen a different version of this idea. Like Greeble anatomy. Squeed sac, spores, gallbladder, the Bogue valve, of course. The nucleus. I like that. That's a funny anatomy chart. That sounds fun, Bill. I feel like you remember as obviously it was a daily challenge, so I just did a bunch of arts. Some of them were like absolute bangers. Some of them I don't really care for, I'm gonna be honest. But it's fine, because the idea is just to do art every day, and if you just go in knowing, yeah, it's not gonna be all bangers, that's impossible, then I think you have a lot more fun. Oh, where is this? Double suns are fun. Maybe I should repost that one someday. It's a pretty simple one. That's the kind of edit you can just get done in a handful of minutes. Also, hey, thanks to those who remember pieces, we got Terry, we got fractals. That is cool. I just put an extra little space on each side so we can do this. Okay, let's put all of this here, call it signature. Maybe put a little shadow underneath. It's a very soft shadow. Must have misheard a crafting community. You guys labeled yourself as Glorbos for crafting. Glorbo, that's another very good word. So I'm waiting for the bottomless pit to be posted. I just need like a story for that one. It kind of felt like an edit where I wanted to do a certain image, but I didn't have a story for it, and that was its downfall. The story about one video on your website. Oh, the camera recording at a kid's birthday party, and you get like one frame of there's a sensor thing in the background. You get one frame of it. That was just a little experiment. I did it while I was planning what eventually became the day where nothing happened story. So it just kind of happened in between. I like to experiment with video sometimes. It doesn't have a story. It just is. Some things are just are. Black Ant Spider. It's a pretty like standard, like it's a pretty typical fear, which is why I don't tend to do spiders that much, but I'm glad I did one spider. This music does go hard. It's very creepy music. It is. I'm surprised you guys know that video. I feel like it didn't do waves, but I still liked it. I guess it's because like the scary thing was a single frame. Okay, there we go. It is signed. It is ready, I would say. What do you guys think? Do you like this Greeble? The problem with Black Ant Spider, like 3 weeks in a row there was a baby spider in your bed. Yeah, nightmare once you were trapped in your childhood home and the doors and windows were covered in thick webs and inside were flying spiders with wasp wings. Love that. Sounded like cicadas. That sounds like a cool dream. From afar. Probably not to experience, but... my opinion, underrated pictures are the cave creature. I want to do something archaeology based, but with way more of a story in the near future. I'm planning it. But it's sort of like inspired by the cave creature one, where it's like it's a horror thing, but seen from an archaeologist's perspective rather than from, you know, like something horrible happened and you just got like these remains, this like broken building, and you just have to like infer what happened, which I think is a fun way to present horror. The pool photos are a lot of fun. I like the pool photos. Wailing Earth. The missing dog poster. Oh yeah, that's one of the sign ones. One of the extra ones in that little series. We're alpha fans. Yeah. You guys are the small subsection of my audience that will know these kind of deep cut pieces. Oh, but I always wanted to do something Pompeii related too. It's a great setup for horror. Go for it, Bill. Love to see what you make with it. Okay, trying to control the colors slightly. Then sRGB loses a little bit of saturation. Just gonna punch that up a little bit. There we go, saving that. I think I'm done with this little greeble. Let me see if it's saved correctly. Yeah, looks good. That's all right, Bill. You can always focus on little things. That's what I do when I don't have time for big series. I'll just try to do little one-off things. So a whole series of things is gonna take a lot longer and more commitments. And that's why it took me so long to finish Fractal.
I feel like a Glorbo would look like that wood cream.
Hold on, I can simulate that for you. Glorbo. And that's his blue friend. Hey, Bean. Come over. Where are you? Where are you? Hey, over here. Over here, let me grab you. Grab you. Oh, I got him. Hello. There he is. The man of the hour. How you doing, Bean? Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. We've done a living Greeble. A little bit different from the original idea I had, but I think that's for the better. I think that I like this version of it a bit better. So, as funny as it would be to just have the scientists holding one, I like the fact that it's an experiment. Like, we're directly seeing the experiment. I'm also looking at the crop and considering if I should crop it slightly differently, but I feel like it needs a little bit more space on the left here. Just a touch. which shouldn't be a problem because I can just reapply the filters. Isn't that right, Bean? I need to release you though. There you go. Oh, let me see how 3x2 this is. I like when things are good ratios, like clean ratios. Oh, is that perfect 3x2? No way I just like randomly landed on an exact 3x2. Can't be. Is it? That does look like 3x2. Or somewhere around there. Might be like a few pixels off, but pretty wild that it landed the exact, really close to the exact ratio with that. Oh wait, one thing is gonna bother me a lot, and it's this little dot. Let me get rid of it. There we go. I know it's part of this, but I don't like it. Hey, Bean. No. Okay, stay over here. Swat the fly on the wall. Literally. It's a very slight difference, but I like the ratio. That ratio is slightly better. Bean? Bean. Over here. Hello. Oh, yeah. Don't try to eat my entire finger, dude. That's rude. That's rude. You got to see the big stretch on camera. Hold on. Let's get crunch mode on. Yes, you got bean noises. Give me a noise. Give me a noise. Very good. I can't give you any more treats. You've had too many. You've gone past your daily allotment of treats. Anyway, I'm gonna call this one done, and that's gonna be it for tonight. It's been a shorter stream than yesterday, but also yesterday was like a 6+ hour stream, so I feel like I should balance them out a little bit. I can't have a 6-hour stream every day, even though I'm probably not gonna go to bed in a little while because I slept so much, and also I had plans, but they're canceled by torrential rain apparently. So. In case you missed yesterday's, I still gotta edit a few things, but I'm gonna show you real quick. This is a human mimicking alligator. You might have seen this piece I made before my trip. Careful with the mic, Bean. I made this piece, and that's one of the ways they trick humans. But the other way they trick humans when they're younger, they don't have this human-shaped thing on their nose, is by flailing around in the water, and they have a sort of pattern on their belly that looks like a human, so it gives the impression of a human drowning. So this is image 1, and this is image 2, where you can see clearly that it's an alligator. But then I realized after this that this snout is a crocodile's, not an alligator's, and that we should have like a shorter, like thicker sort of snout for this. So I'm probably going to use the 3D model that Now made for this to adjust the snout, especially on the second one, because I feel like the first one, it's a bit tougher to see, but I'll probably shorten it a little bit there anyway. But the second one, where we can clearly see, oh sorry, Bean is in the middle, where we can clearly see the face of the gator, I do want it to be more anatomically correct, so I'll probably edit that and a couple little other things.
Rosigator.
Gator. So yeah, I probably won't do that on stream. We'll see. We'll see if I got time for it or not. But tomorrow's stream, let me see. Oh, there you go. Focusing on Bean. Tomorrow's stream is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be another little guy, and it's another one that has to do with now, which I'm doing these alligators with. We challenged each other to do a cryptid, or sorry, like a folklore creature from like each other's region. So so he would do an Asturian folklore creature, and I would do a Japanese one that like we gave each other. So goodbye, Bean. So Now gave me this really fun challenge, and it is a yokai that is known as the Oka with 2 Ks, and there's very little written about it because it's sort of just there in a lot of yokai pictures, but it's sort of like a red ball. This picture doesn't even show the whole thing. It just sort of looks like that. And I kind of love that. It's a red ball. It has a single eye, a very short little rat's tail, and 2 legs. And I thought it would be funny to turn it into, like, try to do, like, speculative biology it into a real creature and make a frog that, and the reason why it's never been seen before, it's because it's so poisonous, it's so dangerous that if you are like even near it, you will die instantly. So the whole idea is this incredibly dangerous frog and or salamander thing, like it'll have its little tail, because it's usually drawn with this little tail. It's just like a little bulbous thing that's so cute and kind of ridiculous looking, but if you even attempt to get close to it, you will just die. So that's the idea. That's what we're gonna do. Now made it a bird in the inspector. Yes. That's when we were talking about it, actually. I was like, oh, I'll do my take on the Oka as well. They did a bird. Frog that stings real bad. Exactly. You get it. Anyway, that's going to be tomorrow. And we'll see how hard of an edit it is. Bean, stop doing that. Please. Bean, don't attack my things. Look at this. So we'll see how difficult that is. If we got some extra time, we might also fix up the alligators into having more alligator snouts. We'll see about that. In any case, that's going to be tomorrow. Hopefully I can make it to the actual time slots, because today I just slept so much and my sleep disorder just went completely out of whack again. So hopefully I can make it to the time slot that I promised on the Discord, which is the one I streamed at yesterday. But we'll see. We'll see. Don't hold your breath. Look out to the Discord as usual for an announcement, because I will let you know. There we go. Join the Discord down here. And that's where I'll announce when I'm actually starting. But hopefully I'm not as late as today. So yeah, y'all, I will see you tomorrow. Until then, I hope everyone takes care. Goodbye.